Hello, sweet ones. We greet you with such joy. Thank you for allowing this moment of connection. Today, we wish to speak to you of how things are okay, even when they don't seem that way. You're okay. I know it's like positive talk, and oh, yes, it may not mean a lot when you're in pain or frustrated, but on the grander scheme of things, this is what we wish to talk to you about. You see, most of us are raised in a society that is used to instant gratification. Even when there's a small lag on what you call the internet, this is a cause of frustration. Forget the days when letters would cross the ocean by steamship. So we can get frustrated when we don't see results right away. And spiritual growth is not something that just happens in a linear, steadily progressive course. No, there's twists and turns and ups and downs and all kinds of fun adventure along the way. And we're here to tell you that those moments that sound and feel like they're difficult or painful are some of the best points of progress you are making, even though it doesn't seem that way. When the channel first got sober, he was in AA. And it was funny to learn the simple steps a sponsor would take when one of the new people to the program came in and was in a meltdown mode. He'd just say simple things like, "Have you eaten today? Have you got some rest? Can you relax for a minute?" And those little things would often solve the problem. And then a secondary concept was introduced, the idea about how are you doing versus how are you feeling. You would say, "How are you doing?" And the new person in the program would respond about they feel terrible and this is going wrong and that's gone wrong. The sponsor would ask, I would say, "I didn't ask you how you're feeling. I asked you how you're doing. You're staying sober. You're staying in contact with your sacred higher self, your higher power. You're working your program. So you're doing great, even though you don't feel good." And then, as Peter heard so many times from his sponsor, and then later shared with people he sponsored, time, time. If I could give you anything, I would give you time. Because looking back, these things all pass. Now, that kind of message is particularly amplified with the spiritual progress of ascension. You see, there's so much difficulty, both internally and externally, that needs to be embraced to truly ascend. You see, on a mere physical level, your body is moving from a carbon based life form into a crystalline based life form. It's going to allow more energy to come through you. We know on the esoteric levels that extra strands of DNA are activating. It's not just 2 strands anymore. At the highest levels, you'll be up to 12 strands. But in moving on, you just need to activate a little bit more of what you already have. So your body's undergoing through a lot of changes. And this is difficult. It's hard. You need rest, you need patience, you got to relax. Plus, it helps if you're healthy, if you're eating healthy, and of course, getting some exercise. So it's not just stress on your body. This is something that you must allow in your being, that maybe for these periods of time, I may not feel very well because of what's going on in my chrysalis. Yes, the chrysalis. when the insect larva builds a cocoon and turns into something new by rearranging their DNA. That's been demonstrated on the planet in 3D, and now you're doing it at a higher level, except it's you, not some insect doing it, and there's no cocoon. Nonetheless, it's still quite challenging on the body. So that's one area where patience is important. But it's not a matter of just being patient. Oh, there's problems out there, and let me just be okay until they pass. Because if you're not okay, you're not okay, right? It's stressful, it's struggle, it hurts. And we're here to tell you, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. If you have to judge somebody, judge the crap out of them. Let it go. Let all that stuff come out freely for a change. And then you'll see what's really inside you. And you'll have a chance to love and embrace it so it can be free if that's not the path you want to go down. If you don't want to go down the path of lower density judgment all the time, you judge, judge, judge until you see, oh my God, I'm judging. And then you release what's behind it that's keeping you in the judgment place rather than saying, oh, thou shalt not judge. Because that just shuts down who you are and kind of slows down your process if it doesn't stop it altogether. Now, I know this is not how normally we think about things. I'm coming to spiritual messages to get relief. I'm doing spiritual practices to feel better. And here we are telling you that sometimes it won't feel better in the moments. And it's embracing that difficulty that is your sign of growth. Not that there is no difficulty. So, what do we mean by saying it's a sign of growth to embrace your difficulty? You see, being authentic is the most important aspect of ascension. If you're truly authentic, then what's blocking you will fall away. It's often the beliefs that don't allow us to be authentic. Oh, those are judgments. I shouldn't hold them. Oh, I don't want to be that kind of person where I'm angry or whatever it is you don't want to do. So you judge and you shut that down. It creates more blockages. And those blockages are, of course, piled on top of a lifetime of other blockages, which is why we grow old. It's literally the weight of all that energy that's not expressed, kind of toxic because it's suppressed. Then we become depressed. And then our body ages. And if we don't intervene, we die and we go back into the cycle of reincarnation. Oh, I'll do better next time. This is your freedom time. And to be free, you have to do it all. So you have to be it all, including all those places you've judged. So then what happens? You allow yourself to be cranky because things are difficult. And then you love yourself both for the crankiness and the difficulties you're experiencing. You see, if you truly allow yourself to be cranky for a few moments or however long until it burns out, preferably you don't do it in ways where you punish other people. You understand that you can be cranky without causing problems. It's okay. It'll burn out. And then you can see what's there, or what thought patterns were holding this in place. More importantly, what blockages from my childhood have I not cleared yet? And this is showing to me by coming to light one more time. Then you go clear those. And of course, the clearing methods that the channel has been teaching that we've been trying to encourage you involve fully expressing what was suppressed. Because you taking the action to fully suppress or express something gives permission to us, to your spirit, to your divine, to come in and do the reprogramming. If you don't fully express it, the message being sent is, no, this is what I want. Here's what I'm holding. Don't you change nothing. So we can mentally say we want to change, but without the expression, the release, we're not giving a go-ahead sign to the universe to change. So you fully express it. What that means then for the parts where you feel like you're stuck, One of the channel's favorite saying he got from a roommate in college who was on the swim team. Oh my God, swimming was so hard today. I felt like I was swimming through beef stew. And then I hit this big greasy chunk of potato. So when you're swimming through the muck and mire and you hit those chunks that block you, those are signs of, oh, these are how I'm resettling. This is how I'm moving through different timelines to be in the place I want to be. And these are the discomforts that I've held that have shown me my past, shown me where I have been, that is now time to release so I can become more. So it's not just always, oh, keep up a happy face, be smiling, go at it. No, sometimes it's acknowledging that it's difficult. Is there a whole tradition, Buddhism, and that one of the four tenets? It's difficult, except that's not how it has to be. That's what it is when you're not in flow with it. And that's what it's like when you release everything we've had as we move into a transition of ascension. So let it be cranky. It's kind of funny. Two very fun synchronicities for the channel. He's urging us to share. Come on, share this. One of them is that he was afraid he couldn't record this message today. It's been a very difficult day in many ways. He likes recording first thing in the morning when he's not all weighed down with his thoughts yet. But he did not get to this till well after lunch because so many things needed taken care of that were problematic, and each of them led to more problems. So there's the way of getting frustrated and angry, which is what he used to do, but he's cleared so much now that it's not much there to release anymore. But he could still see, oh, obviously, if I'm manifesting this on the outside, I'm manifesting this on the inside. All right, let me ease into what it is I'm blocking so I can release it. So he was worried that he was not actually in a state to make this transmission because he was just focused on the crankiness and the problems. And yet, here is this transmission, and here is all the love. So, lesson number one, it doesn't matter if you're having problems and you don't feel in touch. Spirit is still there. We're still in touch with you, and we're still sending you all the love that you are, because that's what we are. So, be cranky. We're not going to stop loving you. You don't stop loving your small child when they act out. You try to nurture them and rear them better. Or when they're sick, you don't punish them. Oh, you're sick. I must discard you now with the trash. You don't do that. You nurture them. You love them. Now do that for yourself, because that's what we're doing for you. It's just how it works. So the second synchronicity is he had previously set two background screens. One he used last week, and now he had this one for today, and it shot up. And first thing he saw it, he started laughing. Oh my God, it's stormy weather. It's cloudy. And it is, and it's still all okay. So that's what we wish to tell you, is that sometimes things are not going to happen smoothly and easily. The channel's feeling this in a big way. He's ready to embrace relieving himself from the allergies, the burdens of that illness. And when he first dove into it, he saw 14 lives, 14 past lives where major imprints were on. So he set about moving them, not systematically, but diving in day after day. And it was feeling better. It was lightening up, but still wasn't total release. So he took a couple of days off because that was super important to him and his health. And then here it is, just knocking there, his gut and his gut when he goes to sleep. When he wakes up, it's like, okay, I'm trying to move this. I'm trying to access this. I allow it. I express it. I give it energy. I invite it to come out. And I'm just being held up. No metaphor there, is it? a lifetime or lifetimes or hundreds or thousands of lifetimes of not wanting to step forward? And you honestly think a week of addressing it is sufficient? Now, it can be. It's been quite frustrating because the channel has done many sessions in the past couple of weeks where he'll do a life review with somebody and they'll work on clearing a lifetime worth of stuff. And normally he recommends that takes 2 or 3 hours. And he's been getting all these reports of people doing it in 10 or 15 minutes. It's like, what? And we're here to affirm what he was suspecting, that it's getting faster and easier when you're in that state to allow it. Doesn't mean it's always going to be fast and easy, but when the right circumstances come about, it will be fast and easy, and you can enjoy that too. Now, this frustrated him, pissed him off in his words, because, well, how come it's not going that fast for me? Yes, the old poor me part. Because you go at your pace and you go with what you need to do. And we could just say, oh, Peter, look at this, take care of that. But then where would the growth be? We know that he will find it and sort it out. And then he will claim his mastery. And then he'll be able to step up in the pantheon of all that is and say, yes, I deserve my place here because I am this clear. And this is where to tell you, you all have this ability and you are all coming there. And it may not take 5 minutes, but it might. But it may take a little longer. You've got this lifetime. And it's not your only one, of course, but you can make huge progress in it, and you will. Many of you have already. And just think how quickly it's going for some of you. Some of you notice that, oh, it's quite difficult for a week or two, and then it breaks. And think about it. A week of two or struggle versus 40 or 50 years of freedom, because that's the amount of stuff you were clearing. So don't be disheartened. Unless you're going to be disheartened, then be really disheartened. Really, really feel it. Grab the dagger by the hilt and push it in deeper, as the channel always says when he's helping somebody clear their emotions. But understand that it may be difficult. Doesn't make the path any less desirous to walk. In fact, it makes your accomplishment that much more significant because you identify, yes, I have done this. And it wasn't easy for some of us. There's always grace, and you can ask for that, and you will get that. You understand that when enough of us on the planet have cleared enough stuff, the whole planet goes, they will get grace. They will be a new timeline. They will not even know what most of what happened. They won't remember it because their timeline is new. Those of us who helped bridge and make the transition will see both parts of the bifurcation. Give yourself that same credit. Yeah, I could give you the pep talk if you wanted. You signed up for this. You're the front wave. You're the troops on the ground. You're the shock troops that were needed to break loose this dense energy. And you are. And you're doing fantastic. We cannot tell you how fast it's going when we tap into all the entities in the upper densities, 8th, 9th density. And we took at all the ground troops, all the, not the ground troops, but the frontline troops, the 4th and 5th density ETs, as you call them. Or even when we talk to angelic realm, we talk to all these groups and we ask them, how's it going? And they're like amazed at the speed, amazed at how quickly it's coming together. Now, it's not quick enough for us, of course. For us in 3D, it's like, oh, when spirit says soon, it's a 4-letter word. Because, when you have consciousness that is spans across eons and you try to force that into a calendar of days and minutes and hours. So we just want to tell you, it doesn't feel like it's doing good, but it is good. So please remember, even when it's not okay, it's still okay. It's okay that it's not okay because you are okay. And when you need to come up for air, just do that. Relaxation is so important right now. Is there regular rest in your schedule? Is there regular play in your schedule? Is there more play than work, and especially the spiritual clearing work in your schedule? Well, how can I do this? I have to pay the bills. I have to. Those are the places you start your clearing with. But give yourself 15, 20 minutes a day of laughter, or we cannot tell you how important that is. Laugh, laugh, laugh. Well, how do I do that? Laughter yoga. It's on YouTube. Form a group in your neighborhood. Watch old TV shows that you enjoy. Get together with your friends just to tell jokes. Pick up the phone right now and call somebody and just say, hey, I need you to tell me a joke. And to tell each other jokes for 5 minutes. We cannot tell you how important laughter is because it's a higher vibration. It's a frequency that's going to help permeate through the lower, denser stuckness when you hit those chunks of potato as you're swimming through the beef stew. Oh, you are magnificent. All of you listening to this have the connection that you're viewing right now. You may not feel it, but we tell you, we know, we trust it is there, and so should you. You're going to become this. And when you do, you won't always, just like the channel is not having it today, you won't always have these moments of seeing your magnificence, of seeing yourself at the end of time, outside of time, seeing all of your lifetimes and being able to go, wow, it turned out okay, didn't it? Even though it is difficult and hard. So yes, if it's a painful moment, deal with it. Get it out. Cry, scream, complain, be cranky. Let it out completely. And if it doesn't ease up, know that you are just incredible for having had that moment and still choosing that you are your consciousness. You are this bigger part of yourself. You are not just a body that's in pain. You are not just a mind that is frustrated. Sometimes when you're really pushed to the edge like that is when you have to make the choice of who are you? And we know who you are. We know that you're magnificent consciousness. And as you practice claiming that, even when it's not easy and difficult, you will master it. So you're okay. We love you. And if you're at that moment of the bottom where you're starting to crash, sometimes that's good. Sometimes when you're most helpless, you're ready to receive help. But wherever you're at, please allow the love to come in. I hope you can feel that, because that's what we're doing in this moment of silence right now, is just transmitting love to you. Allow that. You are great. You are okay. Many blessings to you. Hi, I'm Peter D. Thank you so much for viewing this video. It's such a fulfilling feeling to know that my work is being received. If you'd like to help more people on their journey to ascension, you can do that by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. It'll allow the YouTube algorithm to place these messages in front of more people who are ready to expand and grow. I'm so grateful to be with you. I'm so grateful that you're here and that we all get to do this magnificent journey together. Many blessings to you.